Everyone stutters desperately, and 3 nights later she finally wrote Mulu. Meanwhile, Haozhu is in emotional chaos, believing she liked her sister, but after spending time with her she's confused because her heart seems to skip a beat more often. She can't figure out if she's greedy or if her taste has changed, but luckily her wise mentor wakes her up from her daydream with, "Go see you." Later that night, Haozhu rushed to find her sister, but from their lyrics, it was clear the sister was as interested as a cat in a swimming pool. Even when Haozhu passionately mentions that she climbed that mountain thanks to Unknown's encouragement, the sister just smirks, completely unfazed. Realizing the confusion, she wisely claims to be tired and gracefully ends this awkward one-on-one. Meanwhile, the doctor was about to leave after submitting the last data when Unknown called, leaving him stunned as if seeing a ghost. In the chat, Unknown caught a scent of gossip to stop her sister, while I mentioned meeting Haozhu. This immediately made Unknown serious because, thanks to the Blind Project report, she hadn't had the chance to clarify things. It was like she just watched a horror movie and was still processing it. Hearing her sister say that Haozhu was very grateful made Unknown feel a pang of guilt, her emotions mixed like she just had a variety pack of candy. But while I dodged the topic of their relationship until Unknown casually mentioned seeing them hug, and only then did she spill the beans. She fell sick, collapsed into Haozhu's arms, feared her family's worry, and begged Haozhu to hide it. After learning the truth, Weizhi broke down, almost like seeing her favorite snack being snatched away, running around the square madly until her foot injury. Originally, her foot injury wasn't serious, but because Haozhu couldn't explain the hug, she ended up agreeing to go out with the guy. Later, upset, she prematurely removed the cast and stubbornly participated in the pre-exam trials, which resulted in a total ankle disaster. Just when she thought she could stroll in the sunshine, the team leader treated her like trash and made her redo the original data submission, leading her world to crumble again. Then, just as Haozhu was about to take a break, Weizhi's call came through, sounding like she'd had one too many drinks. Thankfully, she still had her wits about her, trying to clarify what happened on the mountain using her sister card, convinced that Haozhu must have climbed to the top by herself. Finally, not wanting to dodge anymore, Haozhu decided to spill the beans. Turns out she didn't believe she could summit either. She wanted to quit multiple times but realized that none of her classmates, including Weizhi, were at the top, which finally made sense. She guessed that Weizhi must have been waiting for her at the top because, regardless of anything, she believed she'd get there, so she waited. The image of her suddenly culling lips at dusk was etched deeply in her mind. However, in her nostalgic state, Haozhu completely overlooked the determination in Weizhi's eye. Then, an unexpected moment came about, resembling a parody of her confession, becoming Weizhi's last memory, which made her feel utterly. To make matters even worse, she found herself completely unable to recall the most crucial line: "Who exactly was the person behind me?" She was utterly confused, wondering whether it was her elder sister Li Weizhi or herself, Li Weizhi. But before she could dwell on it, the door creaked open. Luckily, Haozhu was tiptoeing like a ninja. So, she was given a moment of peace, waking up with a little grin, which was just too comical. "People who are drunk should leave home," Haozhu mumbles, but I'm not going anywhere regardless. "I'm just minding my own business, letting you come here. Sorry, I knocked out since morning. I guzzled all the booze and mints, and you really mean that? You're genuinely sweet. Did you say you liked her yesterday?" "Why?" "I was just probing her, attempting to see if I messed up yesterday." Following that, Weizhi began narrating her adventure. Meanwhile, Haozhu was darting her eyes around, feeling lost from what happened last night. Now, she lost the courage she once had during her confession, her mind in a jumble, and cleverly used being late for work as an excuse to end the conversation. At that moment, Weizhi had just reached the office when her boss dragged her into a meeting, leaving her bewildered. However, the moment she saw the president sitting at the head of the table, it was like coming back to reality from a dream. Even though the team leader snatched the project report, when faced with the president's questions, the leader was as clueless as a deer in head. He could only watch, rely on her reminders as they mounted. The meeting turned into her direct talk with the president. I am indeed the spokesperson for you, my lie. Nailed it. Looking back at the leader and manager choice faces, they were as dark as the bottom of a pot. There was no way to calm them down. As Weizhi received praise for her work, a card suddenly appeared on the table with "Sorry I made you do everything, I miss you" scribbled on the back. It was signed phone, which reminded Weizhi of the internal whistleblower case, the one involving a person named Pio Shangyon. Then, Manager Choi outsourced the law concerning the demolition to the third largest law firm, where Haozhu used to work. But when she spotted the field legal advisor, Liu Weizhi, the man couldn't help but reveal a sly grin. After all, Haozhu quit because of the relationship's tension, and the generous compensation was the logic behind her retracting the report. At this moment, he's scheming about the top-secret project plan for the ghostly venture, not even mentioning the landlord's details. The guy keeps emphasizing that even family, friends, or old classmates must stay in the dark. Even if the compensation multiplies tenfold, the company has to seize the restaurant. Coincidentally, today was the landlord's discharge day, and he casually stuffed the planning book into a large hall. Later, when he came to meet Haozhu and her female classmate, he was still enviously glaring at them, totally forgetting the planning book. The next day, he was buzzing around like a headless fly, only to find Haozhu cleaning the restroom when she came across Unknown's watch. So, he immediately called Unknown, and when he heard her response, his face instantly turned as pale as a ghost. This is definitely game over. Even if Haozhu didn't want to know, she now knew a leak of confidential documents meant certain repercussions. Consequences could range from penalties to prison time, but Unknown seemed blissfully unaware of the gravity of the situation. He was still hung up on whether to inform the landlord, given this info could multiply the compensation tenfold or more. And that wraps up all the stories for today. We really hope to see you next time. Subtitles. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to subscribe and assist us in spreading the joy.